XRP holders may soon see their idle tokens finally generate income, with projected returns between 4% and 7% annually. This opportunity comes from a new collaboration between Flare, an EVM-based protocol, and Firelight, a project led by Jesus Rodriguez, co-founder and CTO of Sentora. The news was revealed in a recent interview conducted by Scott Melker, also known as the Wolf of All Streets, featuring Hugo Philion, co-founder and CEO of Flare Labs, and Rodriguez. Now, let's break down what this means, why it matters, and how the XRP community is reacting to it. First, the basics. XRP has long been seen as a token primarily designed for cross-border payments. But as Melker pointed out in the discussion, things are changing. More projects are building tools and products around XRP, expanding its use cases beyond just transferring money across borders. Philion explained that Flare's mission is to give XRP holders the same type of opportunities that Ethereum users enjoy with platforms like MakerDAO. In simple terms, XRP could now be used as collateral in decentralized finance. This means that by locking XRP, investors could mint stablecoins, buy other assets, or deploy funds into lending pools to earn yield. Philion emphasized an important aspect of this design. It is non-custodial. Through FXRP, which is the wrapped version of XRP on Flare, users can move tokens and interact with DeFi protocols without relying on centralized third parties. This is a big deal because custodial risks have historically been one of the biggest weaknesses in crypto. According to Philion, Flare's validated system secures the network in a decentralized way, making it more resilient and safer for users. The big question, of course, is about yield. What can XRP holders actually earn? Here Rodriguez shared some numbers. Based on testing, XRP could deliver returns between 4% and 7% annually. For an asset that has never offered yield before, these numbers are significant. Rodriguez said, "These numbers are impressive, especially for an asset that has long carried a zero cost of capital." He also spoke about res-taking and other advanced DeFi strategies that could push XRP into deeper financial use cases over time. The XRP community has not stayed silent on this. Brad Kimes from Digital Perspectives described the development as potentially the biggest release of idle liquidity in crypto. He compared it to unlocking a bond-like income stream from an asset that has historically just sat there without generating anything for its holders. Attorney Bill Morgan also praised the idea, saying that returns in the 4% to 7% range would be very welcome for long-term holders who, until now, have had no passive income from their XRP positions. But not everyone is convinced. Vet, a validator on the XRP ledger's DUNL, raised a strong counterpoint. He argued that the risks did not justify the rewards. According to him, placing a volatile asset like XRP into yield strategies for just 7% is not enough to justify the exposure. He said DeFi should aim for more sustainable financial products rather than relying on short-term yield plays and speculation. Morgan responded with an interesting suggestion. He said that an ideal product would be one where XRP holders could lock their tokens long-term, but still borrow against them safely whenever they needed liquidity. In his view, this would allow investors to keep their positions intact while still having access to cash. But even he admitted that such a product has not yet been developed. So, what do we take away from all this? On one hand, Flare and Firelight are opening the door for XRP to evolve into a more dynamic financial tool. This would transform it from a static asset into one that actually generates returns. On the other hand, the concerns about risk, volatility, and whether 7% is worth it remain very real. At its core, this new development highlights a broader trend in crypto, the push to make tokens more useful and productive. Instead of simply holding assets and waiting for price appreciation, projects like Flare are experimenting with ways to give investors steady income streams. Whether this will succeed depends on how safe and reliable these systems prove to be in practice. For XRP holders, the prospect of earning up to 7% annual yield is certainly appealing, especially in a market where opportunities to generate returns without selling your tokens are limited. But as always, risk and reward need to be carefully balanced. And the debate within the XRP community itself shows that not everyone agrees on whether this is the breakthrough that XRP needs, or just another step in crypto's ongoing experimentation with DeFi.